There we go. Morning. How you doing, everybody? How are we doing? What a brilliant day yesterday. All right, we had a rather large sell-off after we got off stream. Managed to catch some of it in Discord and then caught that rally back up the other side as we started to reprice some of the old single prints. All right, so let's go through our morning checklist as we always do. Make sure you're feeling in the right frame of mind to be here and start trading today. I'm expecting quite a lot of volatility. The ATR's up. You can see already in the last sort of 10 minutes, we are, I don't know, moving 60, 70 points fairly quickly in the markets. You're going to have your wits about you today, or you're going to need to size down. Sip of the coffee. All right, into the daily chart. What do we have here? Well, we're into Thursday now. Range of the week, failed to break down lower, coming back inside. Can it hold? All right, anyone who's done the course weekly model, think about what we did yesterday versus Monday, Tuesday key levels. All right, if we look left, we can see this sort of zone here, 950-ish, becomes fairly key, doesn't it? All right, on the daily, you can see we fell through it. It was resistance. 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 It was support. We fell through it. We reclaimed. Does it become support again? It's clearly a huge rotational level in and around 950s. All right, so I wouldn't say there's a huge bearish or bullish edge here all the time. We're just bouncing around here. All right, if we start to see follow through under 950, if you get one of these under 950, maybe they come and attack previous day low. If you snap that, maybe we come down to the lower bowls, and maybe if it gets very heavy, we clean that up. Not convinced we're going to get that today, but there is headline risk. All right, Trump has already been talking all day. He's got a meeting at 3 o'clock. We're expecting news on Russia sanctions. We're expecting news on China. I'm sure he's going to say something on the quantum names to try and save those. So let's just see. So be careful for the rotation. This is still an inside day. All right, so we had inside day, outside day. This is inside yesterday's day currently. So we've got to be careful for the rotations today. Into the hourly chart so we can get a bit more detail. Make sure you can see this. Yes. All right, just focus on this one with me here. I'm going to move this up a bit. All right, major sell yesterday. You can see big puke out once we let go of this shelf. Right here, think about on an hourly, all the liquidity built, and finally you get the liquidation break. They retest it, stay heavy, puke, repricing what? Through the gap into where we last found a bid. If we think about that last low that we put in Friday the 25th, we then found a bid off that and bid up. All right, we're pricing back into that right now. This can still, I don't want to scare you all right, this is still what is happening until proves otherwise. This can still try and retrace. It would have to reclaim the 200s. Failure there, we can come under. This is why we have to respect these levels right now. We are right on the edge of previous week range, right? Think about this. This was previous week value. There's previous week value area high, previous week value area low, point of control. We've held-ish most of it, all right? We dipped under yesterday, but we reclaimed it very, very quickly. So we haven't had any real major acceptance into the previous week's value. Right, that's where this level here and this level here have become key. No acceptance below, bid back off, back to that level. All right. If we fail to keep momentum and acceptance above previous week value and we start letting go, especially the old POC, where can we rotate? Back down to previous week's value area low. All right. So if there is a deeper rotation today, you're looking for that move into basically 24,700s again, back to where we were, which will be the 25k to 700 rotation we were in last week, will be the rotation this session if they fail to hold, only if they fail to hold. If they're able to put in, this is a retest, a sweep, and a hold. If this becomes a higher low, right, they will attack previous day's value area high, which is pretty low on that session value. All right, so I'd be watching, can they hold this and find a bid? Can they get back up and attack Globex high, previous day's value area high? Acceptance above that, all right, you've got trapped buyers above. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Right in here, there is a ton of trapped buyers up here, aren't there? All right, think about all these guys that were buying and liquidated. If they didn't stop out the moment we get up there, we expect them to become sellers, at least to start with. All right, if we reclaim this and build this liquidity out, that's when I think we go all-time highs. That will be this move here. All right, might not be today, might not happen at all. We have to be aware because we can play both sides of the tape right now. There is, if we think about this whole balance range, if we go pivot to pivot, this low to this high, 50%. If we go from the most recent swing low to the high, 50%. All right, we're in sort of lack of edge territory right now. All right, both sides, you got to be willing, see money, take money. You got to be willing to be flexible today. Don't get too fixed on it. Can we produce, the questions really are, can we produce a higher low versus previous day low and reclaim previous day point of control and try and attack these highs? So that'd be one trade into there. If we reject, all right, here and leave these guys trapped and reject previous week value area high, is there a lower high set up for a wash back down to here? I'd be risk off into this and runners only beyond that. If they reset up for a new trade, then we can take that then. All right, so just trading the edges as they become available, not trying to force our way in. Buyers can absolutely accumulate here off yesterday's low or in front of it for all that drive back up. Need to be aware of it, folks. I know we're talking about both sides of the trade, but that's what is available. You can see above us right here, all right, Globex is basically previous day's value. All right, these are your rotations right now until it proves otherwise. You don't want to be a seller down here and you don't really want to be a buyer up here. You want to do the opposite. But if they break down, retest, there's a sell to there. If they fail that, there's a sell further. Only on the retest. Otherwise, where do traps live? Under swings. Where do traps live? Over swings. All right, so you've got to be aware of that. Until it proves otherwise, if we break out and base, start like building more liquidity, we can think about continuation trades. You can see even here this morning, this has been very aggressive. Big push up, big fell down, big push up. Might not look like a lot, but that's a decent move. There's good money to be made in these little swing points. Okay, enough ranting, Alex. Let's get through this a bit quicker. It's a 5 minute. Let's have a look at, we'll do QQQ first, then we'll do ES and spiders. All right, same kind of story here. QQQ dancing midpoint of range. Think about that swing from previous day high to the low, dancing around. We rejected 61, came back to the 50, rotate to the 30, back towards the 50. All right, no real edge here. We're just testing edge to edge to see who's involved. But very simply, these are trapped buyers who are sellers in the market, and potentially, if they hold a bid here, we rotate between these. Failure under this can be a fail breakout, fail retest can be a deeper wash. Same here. Reclaim this, can hold and push. Failure under it can be a fail breakout. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for the edges. I don't really want to trade the midpoint of these ranges. ES, same story. All right, exactly the same story. Buyers currently trapped up here. So this is your supply zone. There's the big wash. There's the recovery. We did not sweep this low like we did in NQ, interestingly enough. So that's worth noting. Buyers are currently in control from here. Sellers are in control from here. Here's your rotational point until it proves otherwise. Very, very simple. So rotational market right now until it proves otherwise. Same story will happen on the spiders. Where are you? Here we go. Exactly the same story as ES, right? I'd say buyers in control from here. Sellers in control from here. Rotations in here, all right? If we get breakdowns, you can think about other swing points. If we're really going to attack, if we build liquidity here and we hold the breakout, it's all-time high time. All right, VIX, let's have a look. Why does it keep moving these? It's so frustrating, trading view. All right, this has got to move up to here. Now you can see yesterday we perfectly curled and tagged into that supply zone yesterday. A few more of these for you. All right, and I'd argue we are also in a rotational move here in the VIX, all right, between these 2 points. So we can get pretty volatile. If we look at a daily, you want to be a little bit careful here on a daily, all right? If we start to hold this pullback and build a higher low, you can see what's happening here. This is very dangerous if we get one of those. So really you want the VIX to break down back under the 17s for continued buy pressure. Otherwise, you want to be careful. The volatile market will stay here all the time we're in the high teens, definitely in the 20s. All right, anything above 21, volatile, violent market. Let's go through the mag. Most of these are pretty much flat, other than Tesla, which had terrible earnings. Well, actually, it wasn't that bad. It's got a lot of cash on hand, growing margins, but wasn't what they wanted to see. Missed on a few departments. Okay, Apple, flat on the day. Nothing really to say here. This is looking exactly the same as the Qs and everything else, right? So we have that big breakout above the all-time highs, pull back, holding so far. Can it reclaim and start going higher? That's the question. Amazon, very slight gap up. I'm going to consider that flat. All right, so Amazon, same story. Was in a downtrend, breakout, pull back. Can it hold its pivot and go back to highs? Google, oh my God, what an absolute mess. All right, range, fail breakout the high, fail breakout the low, more range. That is a gross looking chart, but so far looks okay. So flat on Goog, flat on Meta as well. New range being created at the high, very similar. Fail breakout the high, fail breakout the low, range. You're getting a picture here. There's a lot of range in markets. Microsoft, that actually looks a little bit more bullish. That looks pretty good. Okay, range, breakout, pullback, held, quasi there possible. That looks a bit better. We have got supply overhead, but that's the strongest one I've looked at so far if I was a bull today in the mag. Nvidia, slight gap down. Again, giant range. And we are starting to wash and wash and wash and wash. No breakdown yet though, but this is the area. Breakdown under here probably attacks these lows if it gets continuation. And here's the heavy one. All right, Tesla, bad earnings, big old gap down. All right, closing the gap would be a trade up to 38s. All right, currently trading 21s. It does not look good. Let's zoom out on Tesla in case some of you are trading it. All right, you'll be watching. There's liquidity pools here quite clearly. All right, a break under sort of 18s and 15s, you might get a run down into here. Maybe a fail break, but I'll be watching that. That's your major strong pivot right now, basically your 400s. So 420s, if you fail the teens, you go 400s. It doesn't look that pretty. Let's have a look on a daily. Oof. Yes, you have gap fills available there as well. I'd be very conscious about that. You fell 400s. This is very thin. All right, if they get heavy, you can't rule this out, not in one session, obviously, but you cannot rule out that move to backtest. At that point, then I'd be covering if I was short. Everything else looks all right. I think we're going to get a little bounce today. Called it last night on some of the quantum names. I think we had a lot of liquidations taking place yesterday. So on some of the quantum spaces, not you. Where are you? The IO and Q. All right, that feels like a liquidation. Someone probably got margin called there. Or a lot of people. Same on, where's RGTI? Same kind of thing. All right. Big liquidation event yesterday. Probably get a bounce here. It's already happened. For me, I would have been looking to scoop that long and sell into that just as a squeeze. Not expecting more than that. Just some squeeze relief, sort of T+2 scenario, and then the shorts probably come back in. So if any of you are playing those names, I think, you know, if you bought the close yesterday, you'd probably look pretty good for a bit of a squeeze. That was a bit too late for me now. And what else? What else do we need to think about? What's a tear? This is woken up, is it? 1 minute to go to open. Yeah, just keep your eyes out on the news today. Good morning, everyone. I'm not going to get time, I don't think, to go through all the names today. But good morning, everyone. We will do giveaways today. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you had a good overnight session. Let's end that poll. And let's see what we get. All right, as we're approaching previous day point of control here to start off the session, lower time frame, algo above us, VWAP above us. We have found a bid here. All right, this is interesting. We've swept this. We've found a bid. This is where I'd want to bid off if I was going to bid today. All right, somewhere in here would have been good. All right, because that's the return back in, 61 and a drive. So let's just see. It's a bit too rich for my liking up here, trying to bid 100 odd points higher already. But yeah, I think a lot of those names also went SSR. So let's just see where we open here. There we go. Yeah, a lot of those are already having a huge bounce. IONQ 10% up. There we go. This is what we were talking about. I think those names are going to get a run. Here's the squeeze. Previous day point of control and VWAP here. Supply overhead. I'm going to let this settle down. No edge where we're opening here, unfortunately. Previous day closed this yellow line above. This is supply above us. This is where we started breaking down from. And we get through this, we can start trying to reclaim. But let's just let this calm down, I think, a little bit this morning. And go from there. Definitely felt like an overreaction yesterday, so I have to see if sellers turn back up today for follow through. And at the moment, that bid pre-market looks like the best bid. It looks like a best bid available. What I would say is, where did big selling come yesterday? Right where we are now. We had big selling where we are now and below. So if we start reclaiming those levels, those short sellers who might have been holding overnight will get themselves a little bit caught, I would say. Let's have a look at the mag. Tesla 4.78% down. Everything else slightly up. Nvidia 0.09% up. Microsoft 0.25% up. Meta 0.25% up. Google 0.81% up. Amazon 0.33% up. Apple 0.25% up. All right, those are the strong ones today. So failing previous day point of control so far. There's your New York Open drive into previous day point of control, and VWAP being met right now with some selling, which is what we expected. That's why I want to just let this settle down. I want to let this settle down this morning. We're in sort of no man's land territory. Let's get a VWAP on here. And let's make sure you're fixed. Hopefully some of you caught some of that relief yesterday. Yeah, smash that like button nice and early for me. Look at that, interesting. It's a good way to see the market. We do the poll. It's pretty much equal. Well, most of you thinking chop and rotate or recover yesterday's sell-off, but it's not that, there's not a lot in it, which kind of will give you the sentiment of the market right now, I think. And people aren't really sure what we want to do. Yeah, so IONQ already given 4% back off that open, is what I mean. It's a shame. It would have been a nice short squeeze for 10% off the close yesterday. Would have been a nice short squeeze, but too late now. And we'll see. We will just have to see here. You can see long wicks already. Very, very whippy. Just going to sit out, let it make its mind up, see what it wants to do. Let's see if there's some big orders above on the other book. Yeah. I would say yesterday was huge orders coming through that book in that sell. It definitely felt very, very, very different to how it's felt recently. There was some absolute monster orders coming through on the book. All right, stuck here at VWAP and previous day point of control. Globex high will be all the way up at 25,130 if they really want to get there. I'm not convinced right now. I'm going to be honest. I'm not convinced that's what we're going to do, but hey. Do spiders want to come and test sort of 670? Do they find a sell up there? That's what I'm wondering. Or are they going to go reclaim? So QQQ already closed its gap here. SPY is already inside the gap. NQ about to close its gap here. Tesla continuing to sell now, over 5% down. VIX selling off as well, coming into that gap fill area. Big seller just turned up here, 25,062, 800 lot above us. Again, I just want to let this settle down. I'm not looking to buy up here, honestly. It seems beyond risk parameters. I think down here is probably a decent buy, and I want to be a partial on a partial. There might be some sell pressure either coming in here or above. If we reclaim value, we can think about what's next, but I want to be a little bit cautious in here this morning, as I think we're in a volatile rotating market. You're long from 966. That's a good long. That's a good long position down here. That makes sense. It's a good long position. After we swept, Globex reclaimed, some bullish momentum comes in. That's the kind of long position you want, not up here. This is too frothy up here, I would say. And we are at risk of headlines, folks. All right, back towards that New York Open. Going to be a slower morning, I think. It will get going. We've just got to let it make some decisions. See money, take money environment. Already said to the team in Discord, absolute see money, take money environment today. Can't be looking for too much here, folks. Still holding that New York Open, still at previous day's point of control. This was the most traded level yesterday. The most traded level yesterday. Very different to the last few days. You would have seen the last few days I attacked the Open. Today, less interested. Maybe they want to come and run all these stops up here, but your location's just not ideal right now. Remember, momentum and location important. Momentum, swinging upside lower time frame. Location terrible. We're right in supply. Okay, so if they want to aim for these stops, 67s is where it's going to go for. First lot of stops there. If we get through that, then the Globex high. So we can move this up a bit, actually. Let's redo this. As here. All right, that's your stop hunt level, which we're coming into at the moment. And if we get through that Globex. So some of the mag finding a bid here. Nvidia's gone red. Microsoft just about holding on. Meta, Google, Amazon all finding a little bit of strength here, all about 0.5% up. I'm just wondering if the spiders want to come into that 670. Do they come up there? Are we going to take these Globex highs first? Not convinced we're going straight up for Globex, but maybe we are. Maybe they just turned this buy algo on early this morning. Let's see. VIX still dropping down into PDC. Still no trade for me yet. Still no trade for me yet. You can see we are bullish on the way up though. Squeezing up right now. Stops are right here. It's about to pop these stops at 68, and then after that you're looking for this next red box. So if you're in long, you look good. It's I'm not in this long. Well, Tesla's only one stock, isn't it? Like, there's no reason for the others to go into panic yet. I think IBM did okay. Hesitating here a bit at those stops. So I expect these to get cleaned out. I don't expect us just to tap it. I expect us to clean these out and move higher before it makes its next decision. Oh, I'd love us to move out of this range. We've been in for a couple of weeks now, just because the longer we're in range, the more messy the charts start to look. You know, they start to look really messy because you get so many horizontal lines and stuff very close together. I hate it. I look at my chart and I'm like, geez, what's going on? Okay, SPY, looking for that push up like we talked about. It looks like it wants that 670 test. If you're trading the ES, that's equivalent to 650. 651 is your Globex high right now. Come on, go and take these guys properly. Just take them out. And dither. Let me see yesterday's volume. Yeah, a little bit thicker into the 100s. And above 130, we can really start reclaiming it all. Let's see. I'm bullish on that recovery here. So sellers failing to take control at those lows again. So what's the level? Next level, previous day value area high. So Globex and previous day value area high. We have just swept a bunch of liquidity here though. If they want to fail here, they will. ES tapping into that level. Hasn't cleaned out Globex yet, but it's not far away. Not far away at all. They're still finding a bid here in front of those 50s, and it's possible that we move to the 100s. Very, very possible. Microsoft now red. Nvidia's found a bid, gone red to green. So it went green to red, red to green. Worth noting. Bit of hesitation here. Not seeing any big momentum coming either side here. Maybe they would do that rotation to the 100s. Maybe ES cleans out Globex, and then we can make a decision on what next. So yeah, 100 up to 128. And then previous day value area high 150 if it really wants to go straight up. We are very extended here, folks. This is, even though it has paused on the 1 minute, it's not had any pullback to come and gut check any of this really. So just be careful. I wouldn't be buying up here, that's for sure. And delete this now. Big old range, just a big old range. Really from 900 to 25, 125, 150. Just a big old range really. Don't want to buy the top of the range. Not really, Mo. What are you talking about? ES very weak. It's trading into the 750s. It's definitely not very weak. It's about to take out its Globex. It's doing absolutely fine. Yeah, well, you've got home sales at 10 o'clock. I mean, I can't imagine we move too much on that. And then you've got Bowman talking. Okay, a bit of failure here into 180s. Maybe they come back down into these VWAPs and gut check that. And let's see. So holding current day value. You won't see that on your screen. I haven't put it on yet. But current day value area high, 56s. VWAP underneath. I want to see this get into the 100s and then see if we sweep Globex and then see what's what. There's no way I'm bidding up here now. Okay, if we think about the swing points, it was 128 down to a low of 936. I'm not going to be a buyer up here when this is potentially the target. And effectively, the swing point is all the way down here. No way. All right, no chance. This buy down here this morning was good. I would have liked to have seen us fail and come under that this morning and offer me a really cheap buy and trap some shorts in. So at the moment, just sitting still. Just sitting still. Yeah, a little bit of a shelf built up here into 50. If they fail this shelf, it'll probably flush to 40s, only 10 points there, but not a lot. But there is a shelf here at 50 right now. Big seller up at 25,100, 818 lot up there right now. And it feels slow. It feels slower. I know we're not that slow. I know the range is pretty good. 83 points already in the first, 14 minutes. But the way we're moving feels a bit slower today. Have a recheck of that mag. Tesla 4.26% down. Nvidia gone red again. Microsoft flat pretty much. Here we go. Can we get up into these 100s and get into that Globex level? Google 0.5% up. Amazon just under 1% up. Apple's just gone red. Complete mixed bag. All right, complete mixed bag. Google, the strongest one, just under 1% up. Weakest one, Tesla, 4% down. A lot of the market will be getting some relief after yesterday's sell. Think about if you were short yesterday, if you had puts yesterday, you'd be covering this morning if you didn't last night. Especially those names which are SSR. They're going to get a little bit of a relief rally. And then the question is, does the selling come back in or have those buyers just accumulated all the positions? Globex now been taken on ES, folks. So wait to see if SPY comes a little bit further into these 70s, 70.50, 70.90. Can it squeeze up into there? And are there failures up into there or not? Right, we're coming into this same level here. So Globex, this orange line on your screen just above, right? We're going to come and sweep these guys out. And it's possible it wants to come all the way into previous day value area high and above. Very, very possible. For me, we are too extended and too near levels where I'd be looking to take partials. So I can't get long in this. Big squeeze from me, yes. SPY getting close to those levels. Bookmaps being annoying again. Here we go. Some big, big buying up here. If these guys get trapped, you want to be careful. Look at the delta. That's a big, big buying delta coming in here. Lots of market orders just came right in there. You want to see one more squeeze up and a bigger pullback, I would say. Come on. Go and take Globex. Go into previous days value area high, maybe previous week high even, which would be 180. I'm going to have to look for either the exhaustion and reversal now or a rebase out above this sort of giant W to join in long once it's rebuilt. We know we failed yesterday from sort of 200s, all right? So the closer we get to all these levels, the least interested I am. Come on. Still not taking Globex yet, and maybe we don't take it on NQ, I don't know. You've got your opening range now set, folks. So failing into high time frame algo and supply, leaving Globex. You did have divergence there. ES did take its Globex, and like we talked about, watching SPY for that move into 670s. It came into 670s. It's getting stuffed up there so far. I want to see one more shove up and trap more buyers. We talked about that exhaustion, which we saw on the tape on Bookmap. That huge buying came in and they got exhausted. Big seller now. 1,200 lots selling at 115 currently, or offering currently. So making himself known there. I would like to see him get taken out and then a failure, if we're going to see a failure. Need to squeeze up first. Basing above opening range so far. So everything's still bullish. Flow zones bullish, above VWAP bullish, liquidity above for that low hanging fruit. If you're taking this again, it's beyond my appetite. I'm not going to bid up here. For me personally, the bid today was down here. I'm not bidding up here. I need to see a big failure for me to either get short and then consider relonging after that happens. But you should be TP into these orange line here, here, and here. These are your TPs. If you're long from any of these, here, here, here. Big order coming in here. He got filled. Woof. Woof, 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 woof. He got filled. 1,453 lot as a market buy. Holy smokes. That's some serious size. Oh, if we trade under him, he's going to get stuck. That's major delta there. Holy smokes. Woof, woof. Look at that volume there. Jeez Louise. I cannot believe he got filled. Thought he was going to spoof it. Okay, he's in the money for now. One more shove up and then trade under him and he's in big trouble. One more shove up and then trade under him and he's in big trouble. That's some serious size on the book. Look at the offside delta there. Still in control buyers here for now, but if we trade under him, he's going to be in trouble. So here's Globex coming for you. And the 670s in the SPY. And then you got previous day value area high into 150 and then previous week high into 179. There's the squeeze. Okay, let's see. Do we come into value now? And then the question is, do we reject value or get, oh, hit the mic, or do we get acceptance over value? So 150 is value area high from yesterday. Looks like ES wants, is that previous day high up here? What is that? No, it can't be. Previous week, it must be previous week. Yeah. Still waiting for me. You better be taking some partials here, by the way, folks. This is a big squeeze up at the open. Big, big, big squeeze up. You better be paying yourself. News coming here in 10 minutes. Previous day value area high right here, right now. You've got to pay yourself. You've taken Glovex. You're into previous day value area high. This was the edge of rotation. They might want previous week high, which would be the 180s if you get lucky. But yeah, and then we've got all those trap buyers above into the 200s. But you better be paying yourself on these moves. These are big squeezes. We don't have a whole lot of structure on each of these. And like we've seen some huge market buying coming in. The first decent amount of selling I've seen there. I'm still not convinced. I still think we're going to go higher at this point. Feels like we're just going to keep drifting higher at this point. Previous week high, maybe even the 200s. Retest where we failed from, which is wild. Wild to do it straight up since the open. Look at this. Woof. That's the market we're in right now. All right, retesting previous day value area high. Do they find a bid here for that move higher? Remind ourselves that big buyer was in at 115s. All right, that huge buyer was in at 115s. Yeah, 1,306. The delta difference there is about 1,100 buy to sell. So 115s is their like sort of control point right now. Still drifting higher. This is mental. No pullback. Like shorts getting cooked here, I would say. Yes, very close to that old high. We're into supply now on ES. NQ, QQQ got a bit further to go. You better be paying yourselves because if a flush comes, we haven't got a lot of structure here, folks. So if they want to do a nasty flush, we do not have a lot of structure here, folks. So you better be paying yourselves in these moves, please. 930 into here. Let's get this extended. There we go. All right, you can see a little bit thin, a little bit thin. They're trying to hold previous day value area high. But Matt, you're being so annoying at the moment to the point where I'm going to get rid of you if you continue being this shite. All right, still holding previous day value area high. ES still did not quite take that previous week high. Got very, very close. Spiders rejecting or coming into that sort of 171, finding some selling there to start with. But this supply is getting chomped through. And here come the buyers again. This is impressive. Someone's going to get caught at some point. Someone's going to get caught. I think this is a squeeze up after a mega sell across the indexes and across the names yesterday. And I think we liquidated a lot of people in some of the shittier names in the market. Margin called them. We're squeezing up off that T+2 scenario. So shorts covering. When does this squeeze up end? And when do you get the big pullback is the question. Let's see. A little bit of selling coming in here, but still they're holding. There must be someone absorbing. Here's the start of a sell. They're still absorbing on the tape here. Passive here down to 130s. There you go. Still seeing absorption. Someone trying to market sell a bit heavier. Still seeing absorption here. Just a wiggle. Just a wiggle. ES rejecting that previous week high. Yep, same for me. Waiting game. Still nothing for me, unfortunately. Huge move up without much structure. Look at this. Big buyer coming on. Trying to absorb the bid here. So someone trying to sell through him and it's just absorbing. Wow. Wow. 5 minutes until that H1, H4. You know, it's possible we can't rule out NQ moving to 200, 220 today for a back test. It's just pretty wild that it's deciding it's going to do it in one candle. Well, that's NQ at the moment, isn't it? They're just like, okay, we're going. We talked about this last week. Oh, we made our main up. We're going this way. Market, 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 market. Fuck structure. Market, 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 market. Exhaustion. Big dump. That's why the rotations have been so big. Because they force and force and force and force and force and force and force. And then when they get the exhaustion, there's nothing there. Massive dump and then force it back up. And that's all we've seen, really, since that big flush 2 weeks ago on the Friday. You think about those rotations on the daily, they've been 500 plus points. You think we might pull back to 120? I mean, I would think so, but you know, at the moment, it's not showing signs of wanting to do it, but it's possible. But at the moment, it's in a scream up, man. This is just shorts getting cooked right now. This is all this is. We've cleaned out all this liquidity and we're going straight back up. This is just shorts getting cooked right now. So I'm not going to join this long when all we're doing is ripping faces upside, because it's too late, like we talked about. I can't remember who bought it this morning at that perfect buy into sort of 960. That was the buying opportunity, was 960. And this looks dangerous, like it's going to hurt a lot of people at this point. And it just means it's not going to give me a trade opportunity, unfortunately. All right, previous week high now tagged, not traded through, but tagged. That's the previous week high. 200s, 210, 220 still looming up there. All right, it's not out the question. It is absolutely not out the question. I think it's like a lot of it's just short covering, honestly. If you think about how violent yesterday was, a lot of this is short covering. So this is previous week high, this red line here. And the only thing left to trade into is the supply above where we got stuck. Built out some decent volume up here. So I'd say if they leave 150 trapped, if they trade underwards, there's a bigger flush. But right now, they're just basing. Every single squeeze up's being bought underneath and based out. So if they leave 150, there's a bigger flush in this. If, big if. All right, here's the edge of 150. Still absorbing that. It's previous day value area high right here. If they let that go, we can trade down to 22s fairly quickly. If they let that go, you know, there's pockets down here, view up and all the way back down, to be honest, if it really wants to. We just have to see, folks, like one trade at a time, right? Still trying to absorb 150 here on the book. You can see just stacking these buys coming back in here at 150. If these buys let go, there's a big pocket to trade through downside, but it's a big if right now. It is a big if. Because look who's on the book. Mr. Give me all you've got. I'm going to keep taking it. We need him to get liquidated for any reasonable pullback here. So testing those wicks at sort of 146s. It's this kind of level here. Do they liquidate this or not? If they don't, we're going to go back for new highs. Selling starting to move down. They're trying to walk this down now. Have they got any aggression here to snap? Much better move on ES. Tagged into supply and started puking. Much better. Much more aggressive move, I should say. Wild. He just soaked it all. Another big seller trying to come in here, trying to walk it down, refreshing 100 lots. Huge seller. If he doesn't get his way, we go squeeze him. Mental. This tape the last few days has been nuts. Absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. And testing again. They need that. They need a snap under these lows. If they don't get it, they've built out volume here. We're going to make a new high. If they get it, we can drift down into this next block. They're attempting it, but they're not getting their way yet. There's no follow through here. ES starting to soak up now as well. It's impressive. I tell you what, this move this morning is impressive. POC moved up now, or it's starting to move up. This is impressive. And the seller's just shit himself and moved away. Absolutely shit himself and moved up. There you go. He just got caught. He just got caught. Oh, the size being traded is madness. I've got to remind myself that 115, all right, that is a level worth noting. 115. That is from 115, it got very, very thin up to 50. So 115 to 150 is thin. 150 is that massive buy order. Coming and testing again. Do they follow through this time? Probably not. Probably just this soaker here again. Let's see. Can we trade back downside so Alex can maybe have one trade today, even if it's a buy lower? Can we offer something? All right, here's the snap. Okay, small short here because it's counter trend overall. See if there's follow through. Nope. If they reclaim this, out. Cover some. Don't want to get trapped here. Do not want to get trapped here. These buyers are not messing around today. It's 150 key over under. Reclaiming. Still holding flow zones. Still got previous week high to take on ES. Oh, I'm going to take that off. Beat break even's not worth it. Not worth it. That's exactly what it is. It is a digit war. It is a digit war. It's 150 over under now. Previous day value. No acceptance over previous day value. Are they going to find a drive down lower, or are they going to trap here and scoop it in this low volume node? Right, this is your next level of support if they do. If they want a two leg, they come to here. If they scoop this, it's a trap to go higher. That's why I already cut that trade. I was looking for the snapshot, didn't come, cut it. Break even on it. Lit my wounds. It's okay. Maybe we need to make a new H1, H4 high before doing it. That kind of move that I always like. Maybe that's what I need to wait for, which will mean probably a move to 200, 220. I tell you what, if they start reclaiming that up there, geez Louise, all-time highs are coming at that point. Mag looking pretty good now. All right, Tesla 3.39% down. Nvidia 0.5% up. Microsoft 0.20% up. Meta just under 1% up. Google just under 1% up. Amazon 0.84% up. Apple flat. Mag looking good. Looking really, really good that they're holding. I want a big pullback, please. I can't buy up here, you motherfucker. It annoys me when, even yesterday, I can't remember who was in Discord, I was saying this looks like a good buying opportunity, this is a good sign. It's annoying that they swept this pre-market. Couldn't we have just done that on the New York Open? That's an A+ trade if we do this in New York Open. It's upsetting. It's upsetting. Why is it upsetting? Because that's such a good move. It's 300 points. Easy money. I'm left fighting for scraps. Yeah, CPI tomorrow, absolutely. There's not a lot I can do now, folks, unfortunately. Trade location is terrible. I need a big, deep pullback, or I need a squeeze out and a rebase above 220. I'm not convinced. Not convinced. So they're going to take previous week high now. They're probably going to push for that 220 area. Let me just check the balance range up there. Let's just have a little look. Point of control about 300. Okay. All right, liquidity build out here. This is still bullish. The way they're building it out is still bullish right now. We will need sideways and a breakdown under a key level for it to be bearish. VWAP starting to catch up here. Flow zone starting to catch up here. Previous day value area high being absorbed right now. That 150, you can see there's a buyer just constantly on the tape down there. Strong selling coming in, not moving lower. All right, that was a big sell order there. How much? 99, not moving lower. They've tried numerous times here to break. So someone currently is just soaking everything off here. Maybe that will change, but currently that's what we've got. We've got a buyer down here passively soaking every single sell order that's coming through. Again, seeing the same thing. Someone has got some massive bollocks on them right now. And if that someone, I reckon he's the 115 player. If that someone gets liquidated, the move down is going to be drastic because we lack structure on this way up. But maybe we need to go. Maybe they got a target of 200 first. And they're just like, hey, we need to get our exit before we pull back. Yes, bollocks are bulls. Yes, sorry. Bulls. Cojones. That's exactly what it is. Cojones. All right, they're testing him again, these 40s. Look, he's back on the book again. They're trying to sell hard, trying to sell hard, trying to sell hard. Are we going to move down? Trying to sell hard, trying to sell hard. Big sell volume coming. They're trying to sell hard. They're trying even harder. And here he comes, trying to soak again. Big wiggle here. Here we go. All right, can we liquidate him? Into that next level then. And do they just soak this next level, this blue box? All right, tell you what, while we do this, I'm going to get a refill. I'll be right back. Okay, all right, we're starting to leave that level. So we've got trap buyers above here now for the first time. You know, they kept soaking. This is still bullish. This is going to be a two-leg to be soaked to go back up. We're starting to see some sellers come back in. We got stuck at that previous week high. Let's check this tape. So for this sell to happen, you'd need to leave these buyers trapped. All right, you'd need to leave these buyers trapped and rotate. All right, you'd need this move here. Any reclaim of this is very bullish because it would be a two-leg, a reclaim. Sellers would have come in underneath here, and then we'd complete that rotation to 220. So this 150 is your over-under. That is your over-under right now. Current POC on the session as well. It's also previous day's value area high, and it's where we just broke that shelf. So if they stuff 150, all right, then we'll rotate lower. If they reclaim 150, then I would imagine we're going to trade straight up to 200s, 220s fairly quickly if we do that. Yeah, I mean, I didn't take the long either, but for me, you know, guys, for me, the long was probably pre-market while I was doing the analysis down here. All right, this was the long opportunity. It really, you would have wanted to see a sweep of Globex, which is what we had pre-market. I would have liked the New York Open, like I talked about, the A plus would have been sweep, reclaim, gone. All right, that's an A plus for me for that rotation. It's been and gone. Look how thin we are. So it is what it is now. It is what it is now. Mag's still looking strong. Tesla's still trying to claw some back. All right, think about if Tesla does a gap fill, what that might look like. And across the board, we're green. Like if you think about the quantum names like we talked about, they've been in massive sales yesterday and the day before, you know, puking back, giving back like 30, 40, 50%. We expect to squeeze back up. That's what we've started to see. All right, so if you look at IONQ, 9.86% up, IREN, 4.75% up. What else have we got? Where's RGTI? RGTI 10.84% up. Right, I called all this last night. Unfortunately, they started doing the move very early in the session. pre-market. All right, we're repricing lower now. So can we come back down to view up is the question here now. Repricing into this next sort of transition. This is where an RBS zone. If we fail this, we go way, way, way lower. Here's view up. All right, leaving those buyers stuck there. Don't be surprised if they bid off this view up here. ES under its view up. Selling starting here. We need pops to fail if we're going to get involved in this to the downside. Where was that guy? 115, right? 115, that big buyer. If he stays stuck, 115 was that huge buy order. If he doesn't get his exit he was looking for. And we're under him right now. Well, there or thereabouts. All right, he was a huge player. 1,344 lot caught offside there. So if we stay under that, we can rotate lower. This is his entry right here from, I don't know, what time was this? 9:49 this morning. So we know there's a big buyer, or there was a big buyer in this area. If we liquidate him, it can be nasty. We can travel way, way lower very, very fast. Here we go. Here's VWAP. All right, in this short. Pops looking for pops to fail. I want some follow through. Come on, stop soaking it, you mother fudger. ES already down to its VWAP. Oh my god, what a better trader that is again. Are we back into that kind of market where ES is going to trade really nice? ES is already down here, folks. This guy's not going to let me have my play today. I can't compete with someone this big. He's a monster. Still offside delta here. I need a pop and a fail and a flush, and I'm not playing it if we start reclaiming 150. I'm out of this now, by the way, because he wouldn't let me get my wash. So let's see if we can pop up and fail. And if we reclaim 150, I'm not interested at all, because that would be a 2-leg and a reclaim to go higher, like we talked about. They're holding this blue box. So I need a pop up into here and make sure there are still sellers there. If there are not any more sellers there, not interested. Could argue that I should have gone long with him down here. Do have unfinished business above. Sorry, I'm just talking out loud, trying to think about what I want to do here. I'm going to wait and see if there's a reaction at 150s. ES got very close that previous week high and didn't take it. That also makes me think lots of shorts got their stops up there that we're going to run. I'm just thinking out loud, like, am I less interested in this? Are they just going to squeeze straight through all of this right now to 220s? All right. What do we know? What we know is right here was a massive buyer, biggest buyer I've seen for a long time. We haven't broken below him. He might have just feathered back in. Delta there is 1,100 upside. All right. Until we break below this, there's no follow through downside. We have buyers trapped above here right now, but this can be a 2-leg. So this level here is key. Reclaim this, we'd probably go all the way up to 220. Fail this, we'd need to fail 115s for that rotation. That's where my head's at based on the tape. I know we're in a rotating market. We're bullish overall today. We are starting to soak off that RBS. I don't want to be counter trend. I'm talking out loud to myself. So I don't want to really focus too much on that short unless it becomes very obvious that a squeeze is over. This is how I talk to myself, make sure I'm not trying to force trades. Which is very easy to do when you feel like you've missed a giant move. Very easy to do. I also have to remind myself that I think we've been on a bit of a hot streak recently. And if I can't find a good trade today, then so be it. It's just one day. Okay, back towards these 15s maybe. If they soak 15s again, back to 150 until they make a decision of who wins. The buyers at 150 get stuck. Effectively, do the sellers at 150 take over? Or does the buyer at 115 say, hey, I want my rotation. Let me finish my rotation to 220. This is your first trade back inside. If they fail this, we might see a deeper move. We are thin today in this structure. Structurally on the way up, we've been thin. VIX starting to find a bid here as well, by the way. It's not through PDC yet, but it has found a bid on those 1820s. So it's going for gap fill 1860 on the VIX. How it acts at that gap will be key. If it rejects that gap, market will move higher. If we trade through that gap on the VIX, might see some sell pressure coming. Alex, the funding ticks account. I just verified my master account this morning, but I can't trade yet. How long did it take you for your master account to activate? It was pretty quick, from what I remember. Maybe shoot them a message. I think mine activated on a Friday night or a Monday morning or something. They are based in Dubai, so I mean, it should be fine now. But if you put requests in after New York close, they won't be there. Same at the weekends, they're not there. That's the only one thing, which I didn't know at the time, but obviously I know that because I had to email them similar stuff. All right, we're back testing 150s. We reclaim 150s, we probably make new highs on the session. If we fail 150s and we fail sort of 115 and VWAP, then we'll probably wash much, much deeper. So this is like your new range that we're trading between is 40 points, 150 and 110. That's the battleground right now. And it's a battleground by big, big players. Seeking 210, yeah, if it wants to get going, if it finds acceptance above point of control, yes, up here. Oof. Oof, 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 oof. All right, seller coming in there. Do they absorb him now again? Big sells there. It's not what happens on that sell, it's what happens next which matters. All right, what's the size there? 61, 151, 26. So a couple hundred going through their sell side, and they're already trying to soak. Guess where from? 115 again. Definitely a player on the book down there. If he lets go, we go deep. We go deep, deep. If he lets go of this, we go deep, deep. ES letting go of VWAP. Big seller coming in now. 1,000 lot at 135. Oh, there's some serious flipping size the last 2 days, honestly. Wow. I don't remember, I remember seeing 1,000 lots, but I don't remember seeing them so regularly for like 500 lot, 1,000 lots. And they're not just flashing, they're filling. So more soaking here at the 115s. Delta getting increasingly large to the buy side here at 115s. Just waiting for a reaction here. They're still soaking it. You can see big sell came in, soak. Yeah, VIX gap filled. Thank you very much, Jeff. Good eyes. Good eyes. And it's what happens next which becomes important. If they hold this and they reclaim 150, I think we go 200s and 220. If they hold this level. Here's the 135,000 lot up here. Let's see if he gets filled. 10 more points to fill in. Front running it again. This feels dangerous. This feels dangerous. Back to VWAP. We can get very thin in here if they let go. Remember, I told you if they let go, they can get very thin in here. We can drop very, very quick. There's the opening range. I'd say 115 player is now stuck. We can get very heavy here if they start letting go of this opening range. They trade into 70s. Get out the way. This guy. There we go. Get out my fucking way. Okay. Can we get through this to 70s? 90s, 80s. Here we go. Cover a little bit here. Relentless. Relentless. They are relentless today. Back to the hundreds. Testing VWAP. ES coming back into an RBS zone, so need to be aware of that. I want some more pops to fail, to be honest, if I'm going to get back into this with any conviction. I've just covered a ton of my size in front of 70s there into this value on the day. This is where we've got a shelf, so we would need to turn this into supply now, and that 115 player has to become a seller for me to have conviction of lower. Can you stop advertising up at 135, please, Mr. Seller? Can you just move down? Stop advertising up there. Buyer at 100 here. Relentless. Relentless. Get out of the way. Here we go. Value area low on session here. Is there follow through? Can we go deep? Deep, 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 deep. Can we get to VWAP, which is 70s, and then come into those old point controls? No follow through. Beyond value on the session. They're just soaking every chance they can get. I tell you what's not helping. This guy advertising a sell up at 135. Can you stop being such a cock and come a bit further down, please? You're really not helping advertising up there. Of course, we're going to go and see if he's okay at 115. All right, so just trading inside current day's value right now, not expanding any of the range. And we're inside of yesterday's value, so no acceptance above previous day value area high, no acceptance below previous week value area high or previous day value area low. We're in a rotational market. If they reclaim 115s, I still think 220s are available. I want to see downside, really. It's just a nicer trade for me at this moment, but we'll see. This guy at 135 is an absolute tool. He's probably a buyer, and he's probably going to pull that as soon as we get close to him, which is why he's up there advertising so obviously. Let's see. ES starting to reclaim. The problem is ES has done a beautiful move. ES is being absolutely beautiful today. It's acting appropriately. NQ is being an absolute little see you next Tuesday. Look at this guy at 135. I fucking guarantee you he lifts the moment we get close to him because he's a buyer. Spoofing. Right, back to the 115 player. Back to this 115 player. And if he's comfortable still and is just soaked, we're going to test 135. And if we go through 135, 145, 150, new higher day. So very, very cautious here as we trade into this. They're just going to make this fucking impossible for me to get a decent trade on today. Can already tell. Too many big players having too much fun spoofing. Watch this guy lift. The moment we get close to him, watch him lift. 3, 2, 1. When are you going to disappear? When are you going to disappear? Any second now, I reckon. Oh, you disappeared. Who'd have fucking known? What a twat. What an absolute twat. That is the 115 player. I'm telling you, that's him. What an absolute cock. Levels of dickheadness maxed out by that guy. That's how you knew he wasn't legit, because he didn't walk down. He just sat there advertising, saying, oh, come and get me, come and get me. Oh, I'm not here. Yeah, that's a buyer. That is Mr. 115. That's a buyer, and he wants it higher right now. That's what that is. What a knob. What an absolute knob. Oh, it's annoying. It's annoying having to play their bullshit games. It is annoying, honestly. There you go. There you go. Man, this move's so big that Ninja Trader can't even catch up. I told you. Levels to this game. When you've got that much size, you just cheat. Wild. Wild, wild, wild. All right, 220s now. We're going 220s. There's no way they don't go 220s at this point. He's just absolutely spoofed everyone into oblivion. 220's coming. That's the next move. What a shame. So can't get involved in this. We just thinned right out there as well. Oh my days. Book's so thin right now. I'm waiting for it to catch up. Oh dear, oh dear. I feel like it's just one guy having fun by himself. That's what it feels like. He's just like, fuck you, man. This is my house. Do what I want on my terms. Oh, God. Unfinished business above then. Unfinished business above. And previous week high and then 220s if they're going to go for it. Here we go. Value area high on the session up here. We should trade through all of this now. Honestly, they should have caught enough to trade through all of this. I don't understand the faff. You've caught everyone. Go and do it. You don't need an exit here. You need an exit higher. That's why you did all this bollocks. Come on. Here we go. Come on, buyers. Just come back in. What is this? Terrible. Terrible action. We know where you're going. You're going up. You've made that clear. I don't believe this is a clear out to go lower. I think they need an exit above previous week high. I think that's what they're looking for. Yeah, 347 sell lot there. Someone asked what's the sell size. 347. Come on. Up you go. Just go and take previous week high and go up to the 200s, for God's sake. If you fail now after doing all that, it's ridiculous. Seriously? Advertising seller again. Does he lift again? Probably. I would imagine so. I'm exhausted already today from this bollocks. Already exhausted. We should come up here and take all of this out. I would imagine they don't want to just fail here. If they've done all this work down here to accumulate and trap sellers, they should hold this kind of level to complete the rotation up. If they don't do it, I don't know what to say. And just more games on the tape, I guess. Yeah, struggling. Don't want to, I just can't participate, unfortunately, when they do this stuff. It makes it very hard to participate. No, no follow through upside. Come on, reclaim previous day high. Go, 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 go. You need to go right back through 55s now. And you need to get this seller out of the way, who's now jumped on the book with 1,000 lot at 170. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This hourly candle's kind of wild. Kind of wild. Sellers coming in here for the first time. Are you joking? I still expect them to just keep soaking to take it higher. They haven't got their exit, but honestly, the amount of games being played, I'm not convinced on anything now. And the range is scary what they're doing now. They should have reclaimed this. Think about this. Didn't take out the high, didn't complete the rotation, walked it down, soaked, reclaimed 115, pushed above, held. They should complete this rotation now. This should all be a trap to go higher now. But the amount of size that they're using to advertise, it just scares me a little bit. And one headline can change everything, as we talk about. But I would imagine we can complete the rotation through 180 to 200 and 220 now. That's what I would imagine happens. It doesn't have to happen, but it's what I would imagine happens. We're stuck at previous day's value area high here. So they're trying now. They're going to try and do it now. Right, can we go 180, 200, 220? And they're front running this 170. So the games here, I would imagine 170 lifts. Again, it's the same size, so it's probably the same player. I'd imagine 170 lifts. Thick here as well. So I'd imagine 170 lifts the moment we get up there. So they're going to try now. 55s. Come on. I just want to see him lift and like another candle like we had earlier, basically, just to rip through everything. That's what I would imagine. If they don't do it, though, there's going to be a lot of buyers here stuck. It's one thing to say. This is a joke. They're not doing it. They're not doing it yet. ES back to VWAP. Stuck between 24-hour and New York VWAP. I'm getting frustrated now because I can't get in. Too many games. Missed the opportunity this morning. No follow through downside. Didn't buy it. This should be a higher low to move higher, but oh gosh, one of those days. One of those days. What's that reprice on that last H1? So H1, H4 hasn't made a new high, hasn't made a new low. That again should be a fucking red flag, shouldn't it, really? And didn't hit 50% either. We should move higher. Should, not necessarily will, should move higher. Possibly won't move higher, but should move higher. I think the biggest problem right now is this fucking idiot, pardon my French, on the tape being an idiot. All right, I would say this seller at 170 is the buyer at 115, is the buyer at 150, is the same guy who pulled here, pulled here, pulled here. All right, it's just a guy walking the tape around right now with 1,000 lots. It's big size. We should go 220s or at least 180s. We should go up there. Maybe lots of people like me are getting exhausted by watching this, thinking, oh, I'm not really too interested. The danger of the Yanks big. The problem is your ability to buy cheap today was pre-market. Okay, here we go. See if he pulls at 170. I would imagine he does. Come on. 10 more points. Just go and see that he's not real. That's all the market wants to do. See he's not real and then rip. Come on, he's there. Go and take him out. And then show that he's not there and go right to 180s. Guarantee this guy pulls. Pulled. He pulled it. Who'd have known? It's the same player on the tape. Right, we should trade 180s. You shouldn't keep getting stuck, NQ. It's not that fucking hard. Go and take them all out now. You've done all the trapping you need to do. Go and take everyone out. Oh my God. How are we trading in 20-point ranges after a fucking 300-point drive up? How are we stuck in 20-point ranges again? After this. And this. Seriously. Seriously. Wild. ES weak as well, not helping, just stuck at VWAP. We should go 180, 200, 220. I'm absolutely convinced that's what we should be doing here. So it's just whether it will do it. Come on. Okay, 170s, go 180, 200s, please. 180s, 200, 220s. Go, 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 go. Stop flipping around. You played all the games. 70s, 75. Stop front running it. Boner candle coming up when they run all these stops. There you go. All right, partial here. Can we go 200s now? Oh my days. They're all on the book up there. We're going higher. We are going higher. Go, 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 go. 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 ES starting to join a party. Come on. Don't want to fail breakout above previous week high here. Do not want to see a fail breakout above previous week high. I just want a straight squeeze up. Fill these sellers at 200 and 220 now. Oh my God. I'm going to do 20-point range again. This is a joke. I actually can't believe what I'm watching today. How do you know if an order is filled? Because it will show on the profile. You'll see it on the current order book. It will show on the actual profile. It will be filled. If you see a 200 lot sat there and it it doesn't show on the profile afterwards, then it's not filled. It's pulled. Like this. And like this, pulled. These guys pulled. It would show here. You'd see it go through the tape as well if you're watching the tape. All right, 180s. Come on. We all know where you want to go. I tell you what, you need to be taking partials here. They can absolutely stuff this. If they don't stuff it and we reclaim 220s, let's say, 300's a null point of control up here, basically, in this session above. If they reclaim this, if they go all-time highs today, do you know how disgusting a move that is? Absolutely gross. If they do it today. Come on. Get up. Come on. 200, 220. Come on. Head on a brick wall. Head on a brick wall right now. It slowed right down. It's just insane to me that we can do this and then just slow. Like, this is actually a really nice bullish move once they held here and reclaimed. That's a nice bullish move, which I'm in at the moment. But this shouldn't take this long. This is crazy. They fail up here in front of it. I have to be aware that they can come right back down. Think about the hourly. That's your 9 to 10. That's your 10 to 11. 100 and something points. 100 and something points. Oh. Got to hold above current value. If we can't hold it, got to be careful. Divergence to ES. ES is not taking out current high. Nowhere near it. So we've got divergence on the tape. VIX is at lower day. ES struggling to move higher. There will be profit taking at some point here, and there's a lot of games today. A lot of games being played on a book. I tell you what, Mr. 115 is at, or 215, isn't it? No, 115. He is laughing. He is laughing right now. I cannot imagine being that big. He put 1,400 lot through here, and I would say it's him that soaked all of this and this. Where is his exit, though? That's the question. Where is his exit? I would say somewhere up here, unless he really thinks we want to go all-time high. Oof, 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 oof. Oh, come on. This is ridiculous. The volume's just tapering off here. It's like they've gone to sleep. If they need to pull back to volume, I don't really want to sit in a pullback to 150 again, because that will look more and more like a failed breakout. They're going to pull back on that. They're going to have to reload and do the same thing without ES making a new high day. It's dangerous here. The divergence here is dangerous because we're very close to those 200s. They can fail this whole thing back down if they want. I'm not going to sit through this if it pulls back too deep. No way. No way. Not with headline risk, not knowing that this is a big retrace. Remember what we've just done. All right, I wanted to be buying down here this morning. It didn't give me the opportunity. All right, I wanted to be a buyer down here, partial 1, partial 2, hold runner. Unfortunately, I'm not. I'm having to be a buyer up here to get into this. I want to be risk off into this. If we base above this and build out, maybe it opens up for that, especially if CPI comes in cool. If not, and we hit that, we can fail and come right back down to these. It's possible. You cannot rule it out. Here we go. I'm out of this now. I'm not going to sit through and give too much back. They can still hold this to go upside, but it's just not completing that rotation with ES not getting near the high is very, very risky. Very, very risky. You took the long with the big guy at the retest of 50-minute orb. Yeah, very nice. I waited for the high low to come in after that. So actually we joined about 50s, which is why I've taken this off now. They should hold 50s if they're going to have another attempt at this. If they fail to make, I mean, they should come and clear this out. If they fail to make a new high here, they are in danger of a big sell coming. Because we've think about what's happened off the 9:30 bell. Straight up squeeze, nothing more than a street squeeze. Straight up squeeze. All right. Create value at the high. So this squeeze. Look how one directional it is. Squeeze. First decent pullback. Reclaim 115. Squeeze, squeeze. If they start failing under here, you can't rule that out. You cannot rule that out in this market. What have we seen time and time and time again in this market? Move up, move down, violent. Yesterday, same thing, violent. We can't rule these things out, especially knowing that the market had a big sell day yesterday, and this was probably a squeeze out recovery. All right, people covering their puts and short positions, allowing this market to drift higher. They're still soaking down there. They're still soaking down there. Vic's found a bid though as well. Oh my god, you gotta laugh. Can they go 220s? 200 220s. They're trying to get through this high to go 220s. It's a weak high. They should do it, but like I said, who flipping knows, folks? They've done a lot of nonsense this morning in the way they've built out. Not real momentum. It's stuttering. We should look. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 highs there at 89. Right, a very obvious level. They should just come and rip that out and take it into this block. This is what they should do. What do they do? ES holding view up on that last little pullback inside. We should go higher here. We should go higher here. Shouldn't need to keep fanning around. Should just come and run these stops here. There you go. All right, so can it go higher now? You don't want to stop hunt and a drift back inside. This is what's starting to exhaust me watching this. Is there's no opportunity here. If they're just going to keep going, oh, we're taking comeback. No follow through, no follow through. It's not a market I want to trade in. It should just go 200s now. It should go 200, 220. If they take these stops and turn back inside, I have to think about not being interested at all for the day. Come on, just come up here now at this point. VIX new low of day. ES not a new high of day yet. Still has not taken out high of day. Has not taken out IB high. Has not taken out previous week high. It's just found a bid on VWAP. That is it. This is ridiculous. Follow through because this guy needs his exit. Come on. I'm not even in it and it's frustrating to watch. I'm gutted that they did the move pre-market. That's what I am. I'm gutted. That was A+ move up to here. This is where I'd be selling. I'd be down to like 10% now. Runner over 200, 220 for the move to 300. Look at IONQ, 12.21% up. RGTI, 15.67% up. These are going to have a squeeze out for maybe a day or two, and then next week, sellers are going to come back in and absolutely try and clobber them back down. They're just trading like penny stocks now. Actually, the whole market is starting to trade like a penny stock, to be honest. To be honest, if we look at how we formed, parabolic, trap, wash, bear trap, back into level, it's starting to feel like a penny stock. NQ is starting to trade like a penny stock. Here you go. Finally, fucking hell, mate. Finally, 200s. All right, 200s, 220s. I would expect an exit coming soon from some of these big players, unless they're absolutely convinced they're looking for all-time highs today, which would be somewhat odd, but maybe it's a good time to get it when you've got things like Netflix, SSR, and all these quantum names were all SSR as well. So It's going to be very hard for shorts to get involved in the market today. Parabolics, yeah. Parabolics. Right, yes, still not completed that move. If you got this, well done, by the way, folks. I obviously lacked the patience today. I lacked the patience today. It is what it is. It is what it is. You want to be risk off now. We've just tapped into it. All right, this is a supply block. This is where the balanced range is stuck above, right? All of this. We can come for these, but you don't want to bet on it. All right, your longs were very, very early today, and you need to be risk off into these moves because we can get stuffed up here. ES has got a little way to go. SPY is basically has tapped into it and failed a few times today already. ES you might have divergence here to ES. Very, very possible. Very, very possible. No worries, Daniela. No worries, Otis. Nice, Tyson, yeah. Just be careful if you get the divergence move here. If they start letting go, you've got volume down here now. We can get rid of this. All right. Volume's been built out here now. This is basically your over-under on the session, right? All the time you're over this, you're looking for rotations higher. Just be aware that, think about it, if you were this player here and here and here, you're going to want an exit. Your exit's probably going to be in this region. So if you get blow-off moves like this volume up here, it's probably him exiting. It's probably him exiting. He's going to need... He's got thousands and thousands and thousands long. He's going to need thousands and thousands and thousands of buyers, right, to come in so he can pair off against them for the rotation back down. All right, so he's going to need to become a seller at some point, unless he's accumulated for all-time highs, which is possible. But if he's a day trader, he's going to want his exit, which means he's going to need some frothy buying to come in at, you know, high levels. Back down to this sort of volume shelf, well, in front of it. So still protecting this. Should pivot, high, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high. This is your volume shelf. If they protect that, rotation higher. If they fail that, problems. If they fail that, problems. Coming right into it here. 62 is kind of the level. If they get their exit, big wash possible. Here we go. Big wash into this volume. So this is the area that they're going to have to protect. Under there, we go rotation. Under there, we go rotation. Oh, God, I'm up so small today. It's embarrassing. 133 bucks. What am I going to do with that? What am I going to do with that? Not a lot. not a lot. All right, SPY keeps failing into its supply. We're back into this volume shelf, which we've created today. All right, so this is your under over. This big blue box is your under over. We can probably slim this one down a little bit here. Oh, it's an RBS zone, that actually, isn't it? Yes. All right, let's leave that there. Shutting it down, walking away. Thanks so much, Alex, and good luck. Nice work, dude. Nice work, fellas. Nice work, ladies and gents. Anyone who got this move upside, well done. You got your exit into 200 like we talked about, runners only. If they fail here, I'm telling you, it can get nasty. It can get nasty because this has been very squeezy today. I'm not convinced they've had that exit yet, but maybe they've had enough. Just be careful. Sorry, just trying to see the other charts. We're right on that 5-day right now. Let's see if they absorb again. ES failed to make a new high there. It's worth noting. It's failed to make a new high. We're back towards current point of control on the session and previous day value area high. If they don't bid off this, it means we don't get acceptance above the previous day value, which means what? We're going to a range rotation market between previous day value area high, previous day point of control, previous day value area low. If we find acceptance here, then we're going to try and build value above yesterday's value. Yes, RBS, resistance becomes support. Right into fair value on the day. You just wonder if they're going to yank it. You've got to have it in the back of your head. Doesn't look like the biggest volume on that exit though. There is excess. It's not bad, it's not the best, but there is some. Just wonder here, are they going to yank it? Does the next drive up get sold into? Here's VWAP on ES. All right, so ES here has failed to make a new high. You've got divergence. If they yank this, we can come and clean out a lot of liquidity lower, folks. If we yank under this blue box, we can clean out a lot of liquidity lower. Just be aware of that. If you've been long, you should have been taking your money. I would probably be out of this at this point. Previous day value being checked here. ESV WAP. These are big over-under levels now for the remainder of the session. I'd say if they fail 162s and then they fail 150s, deeper rotation comes pretty quick. Market definitely feels like it's slowed down though. All right, here's the check. Getting close. Gut checking these levels. They are gut checking these levels here. If they soak it, you know the deal. Same as earlier. If they let go of it, we're in big trouble. What's the top side of this? I just said 162s. There's the gut check. Straight through it, they're going to go. ES finding a bid on VWAP again. Wow. Straight through it all. Is this the start of a lower high, or are they just going to rip some faces here for that 200, which they missed just about? They hit 198s. Still soaking then, clearly still a buyer on the bid, just soaking up. Look at the volume that came in there for that upswing. Buyer still on the bid down here. So same level now. If they hold 162s, you probably complete a new high. If they fail 162s, we probably come back down to 150s. If we fail 150s, it's a deeper swing lower. Still producing higher lows and higher, well, not necessarily higher high yet, but still producing in this swing. And this has just been completely soaked all day. You can see sellers came in, traded under it, soaked it, over it, soaked it, back into value area high here. An initial balance now set as well. I missed that. So we should be aware of that. IB now set. Rotation will be to VWAP. Reclaim will be a trend day higher, which will mean there is possible move through 220s to all-time highs, which is fucking wild to say considering what happened yesterday. But we have to be aware of that. If they reclaim 220s and go through POC, we're very early in the session and we're hanging around just under 200s. It's not out of the question. It is absolutely not out of the question. Which means yesterday, like we talked about in Discord, was a giant trap to go higher. How nasty is that? What was it, like a 500-point sell? Here we go, back towards those 200s then. Hilarious. Nothing to see here, just some massive buying on the tape controlling the session today. Passive buying down here on the tape. So that level, 150, look at the divergence. We have 1,000 lot sellers, 441 buyers. What does that sell to you? Very aggressive selling into that level and just a passive buyer soaking here. So right here, there was 1,000 sells have gone through and only 445. So that's 1,000 lot market order sells, 440 market order buys, but we've moved up. There is a soaker just sat here eating everything up. It's a very aggressive buyer, not well, very passive actually, but very big passive buyer just reloading down there. Reloading down there. Yep, new H1 here. We've still yet to make that new H1 swing high on this. They've got to do it. Surely they've got to complete this move now. They're going to soak that much. Surely. Surely they want to complete the move. ES relative weakness again, not made a new swing high, not made a high on session. Relative weakness, ES. They're going to need an exit here. These big buyers are going to need an exit, which means they need to run through the high, have chasers come in so that they can pin off and pair off against it. Doesn't need to be put map. Scott, you could use, just delta on whatever you're trading, like as a not the delta down here, but actual read on the delta. Still no exit. This is crazy what I'm seeing going on. How have you not taken your exit there and you've sold that much? Oh my god. Oh my god. Back towards that volume then. If they let go of that volume, they're all going to get absolutely annihilated. If they let go of that volume, they're going to get annihilated. Wild. M5 looks horrific up here, by the way, folks. Don't know if you've looked at this. This doesn't look very nice. These buyers need to protect that volume. Any new swing low, any breakdown under there, the stop run underneath is going to be massive because we know there's a huge, huge, huge amount of delta down there, which means there's lots of buyers underneath who have been soaking. If they do not get their exit of a new high, they are going to get wrecked. I'm not convinced here. I'm not touching this. This is way too risky. If we trade under here, it will get nasty. If we trade above here, I think this is what they need. They're looking for, they want to sell above this. They need buyers to come in here and chase the market high so that they can sell into them. That's what they need to do. That's how they're going to get their exit, is this move here. If they don't get it, they're going to get washed out and they're going to be very upset because they've spent all day soaking down there to try and get this move. And ES is not making it easy for them, I don't think. Tesla's still clawing back. Can they get their exit up high? That's the question right now. Can they get their exit up high? 200, 215, both on the tape right now. They're not letting them through. This will be interesting to see who wins this battle. They are not letting them through. They're going to be very upset if they don't get their exit up there. They've spent all day soaking 150. Overall, the daily candle's green. Yeah. We're well above open, well above PDC, but we're coming into where those participants got trapped on Tuesday, right? Look at the low of Tuesday. That's where we're trading into right now. They're still soaking. They're desperate for this exit up top. I'm telling you, ES is going to make it really hard for them because ES is not breaking out and making a new high. If they get flushed out here, it can get really nasty really, really quick. If they get flushed out under 150, it will get really nasty really quick. They need an exit over 198. It just feels like small caps. It's exactly like that. If they get over 198, you'll get breakout buyers come in. They can pair off against it and sell some of their position, their inventory, which they've been accumulating from 150. Under 150, they will get run out so hard. So hard. We're back into 20 points. Not even 20 points of rotation. You know, maybe it is. What's that swing like? 66, 85. Yeah, but we're back into 20 points of doing nothing. Big moves coming here soon. It's a matter of time. A big move will come here soon. Sorry to hear that, Miguel. Yeah, I'm up a whole whopping 100 odd bucks, 130 bucks. It's all I'm up right now. I'm probably going to close the day like that, I think. I don't think. Just follow the instructions, Ransom, if you go towards the end of the... Okay, here comes the exit. If they can get this move, they will get their exit. So they're looking for that breakout of the high, and they will exit in this move of the high. Or they'll start to exit, which means breakout buyers will come in. They will sell into them so that they can pair off. That's what they're looking to do. That's how I'm going to read the market. That's how I would read the market if I was them. I would look for the breakout of the high for them to sell into. They need the breakout of the high because they need buyers to chase in. They need current shorts to get become market buyers so that they can pair off against them with their size and not be seen too heavy in the order flow. So do they get it? Do they get it? Very close to getting it. They were what, like 8 points away there? Like I said, if they don't get it and they trade under 150s, they're going to be so upset. So upset. Yeah, Ransom, just follow that. There's an email, there's instructions that if you go to the end of the course, it tells you what to do. I'm not going to say it on here live. Just go to the end of the course and it tells you what to do. Just follow the instructions. ES still failing to break out here. We're in a wedge in ES where it's producing lower highs and higher lows right now. Yeah, it's supply and demand. It's just based on volume. You can see volume shelf here. This is where volume is. And sometimes it's based on thin volume, where I'm looking where we've rejected from, or the edge of the previous session, right? Look left. This is where buyers became sellers. That's why it's a red block. That's what supply and demand is. It's where someone is in control. Buyers are in control from here. Buyers are stuck here. I think we're going to get an exit up here, and they might pop straight into it and sell. I don't know. I'm surprised they are taking this long to do it, to be honest. The longer they take, the more dangerous it's going to be for all these buyers trying to accumulate for this exit. Still no break. Still no break of that value area high. Still no break of 198. Here they go. Here's 90s. Remember, they were looking for an exit through the 98s, I think. So as soon as the stops start to get popped and you get a big boner candle, I think you'll find that they sell into it. Jeez Louise, they're taking their time. Still couldn't get through, could they? Here they go. They're trying to build for it. Passive seller here at 200 and 210. Resale, refresher here at 195. They just want to fill these guys. Just one big move up will do it. And then they can get their exit. They still haven't got it. This is insane. Insane in the membrane. ES making it very hard for them. ES making it very, very hard for them at the moment. No one's stepping on the gas here. Pretty thin above. Shouldn't be that hard to just run them out. Here they go. They're trying now. Step on the gas. Run them out, please. We're not going to have any position to trade if you don't get your exit. Flipping hell, mate. Just go and run it. Seriously, I'm not going to give it to them. Come on. That's wild. If they fail here, they're in big trouble. Big trouble, because they're going to be way more pissed off down here. What I think we get is one boner candle through it. As soon as we get through this, stop hunt. And this buyer who's been here all day will sell into this. And then I don't know if we roll back further down. That's what I would imagine we get, just from how they're playing this. So one more attempt here. Can they get through? They can't get through. There's not even big volume here, guys. Like that, this is crazy. There's nothing here. I think ES is making it very, very, very hard for them by not joining in. Someone's going to get really, really, really hurt here really soon. And I don't know what side. If they don't get that move, they're going to be so upset. Right, I'm going to use the bathroom while they figure this crap out. Oh, seriously. 20-point rotation. Are we doing this shit again? This is basically going to mean there's no trade for me at all today. If they can't get an exit up top, I'm not going to play this at all. Divergence to ES. Where's the volume gone? Bookmap's just stopped, is it? Fucking hell, mate. Are you joking? Look at that on Bookmap. That's like 3 days in a row now. I'm going to email them and ask for money back. Just like, what are we paying for? All right, so there was a little sweep, internal sweep of 66s. They've got to get back above the 180s to push for those new highs. If they fail to do it, they're going to get stuck. If they trade under 150s, they're going to get very, very, very upset. ES weak. It's making it very hard for NQ. I still don't think any of these lot have got their exit up top. Seriously, but that is starting to really annoy me. Right, they're trying to soak 70s. My settings again. I've got delayed data again. Anyone else having this with bookmap? Are you joking? What the fuck am I paying for? What is it with these retail services, whether it's Top Step X or Bookmap or like Ninja when it has issues? Why can you not provide a good service? Why? Why do you make it so hard for retail traders when it's hard enough as it is? Just provide a service that works. So, like, basic principles of business. Just provide a service which works. I don't care about your fucking sales or your competitions or any of that shit. Just give us a product which works. That's all we want. We don't want anything else. We're not interested in anything else. Just a product that works. Pretty please. Pretty please. Okay. I'd be very concerned if I was one of these buyers now. ES back to VWAP. And they are very close to getting liquidated if they don't get their move very, very soon. Very close to getting liquidated, I would say. If they don't get their move soon, we're trading around POC back into this volume. If they start failing, there is a wash available here. Think about all the stops. None of these players have been taken out of the market. They can absolutely wash these players, and these guys will be very upset because they didn't get their exit up here, and that can cause a bigger liquidity run if they exit here. It's an if, but that is where we're at right now. That is what I'd be looking for right now. If they can't reclaim and we stop run, they will be forced out the market without making their money, and that's when you get bigger liquidity issues. They're going to get exited. They are fucked. They are absolutely fucked here, these bulls. They are fucked. They are absolutely fucked. If they come under 150, it's night time. If they come under 150, it is good night time for these bulls. I'd be very worried if I was them. I would be very worried if I was them. $50s, previous day value, into the edge. This is where they've been trying to soak all day. If they don't get their move up, they are going to get liquidated. This can get very nasty very, very quickly. I'm not joking. It can get very nasty very, very quickly. If these big buyers become sellers on this book, it can be very nasty. We can give back the whole day if they really want. They're going to have to soak it here. Yeah, New York V, quite right. New York VWAP possible off the IB rotation. Failed look above, but you've got to respect this right now. This is your under over right now. Fail this, I'd say all the way down here. Very, very possible. It's actually kind of nuts, if I'm honest. It's kind of nuts. Let's just wait and see. Let's wait and see. Yeah, I'm lacking interest in this. I just feel like it's being run by one or two players today. trying to save 150 again. $150 again here. Previous day value area high here. Current point control on the session here. This is your over-under. They lose this, they're in trouble. I still don't think they got their exit, but hey, it doesn't look like they're going to be giving it to me. It looks like they're going to get flushed out to me right now. What I'd say is, why is no seller walking down the market? That's one thing we need to be observant of. No one's putting sell pressure on them here to force that flush. No one. 150, 150, 150, 150. Watching this, big sales coming through here. Big sales coming through here. If we don't move lower, then you know what happens. We've got big sales coming through and we don't move lower, you know what happens. 800 lot sell side. More passive buying. We don't move lower here, you know what happens. The squeeze up can happen, but let's see. It's huge level. It is a huge level. Someone's getting hurt one way or another, I'm telling you. Someone's getting hurt. Who's this guy earlier? 42s. Wild. What a battle. Beyond my appetite, I'm telling you. Under 50s now. Is there follow through? Or do they just soak right under it and reclaim it? Stops here at 42s and 34s can be cleaned. New York VWAP's trading at 31s. Look at this. Look at this battle. There we go. So first snap. Is there follow through now? Do these guys get liquidated or do they just soak underneath? You, wow. Wow. This guy's massive, mate. He doesn't give a flying F. Wow. What a beast. That guy is a beast. If he loses, he's like game over. What a beast. Yeah, today's hard, guys. Well, look, just think about this structurally. That's why I said, like, the buys today were down here. I can't be a buyer up here. I wanted to buy down here today. They gave it to you pre-market. I hate this. This is gross, right? We wanted this. It happened. Look what happened off the gate. Straight up, right? Build liquidity. Haven't cleared out. Hasn't come back to earth. Hasn't cleared out. What do? Nonsense. Nonsense by one guy. Remember, the guy at 115, big buyer, big buyer, big buyer, big buyer, big buyer, big attempt at selling, bought it back, passive. They need their exit, all right? They need their exit. I have not got the bollocks to be buying up here. No way, mate. No way. So once they exit, I'll consider that play back down. Or if they get liquidated, I'll consider it. But so far, there's no breakdown and retest. Every single attempt has been soaked on the tape. Let that go into your head. Every single attempt has been soaked today. Every single attempt. What does that tell you? If the delta is massive selling here and we're not moving lower, what does it mean? Passive buyer, soaking. What do they want? We've talked about it. An exit. They haven't got their exit yet. If you see that passive buyer turn into a market seller, you know it's game over and we're going lower. But so far, we haven't seen that. Look, we dropped below, instantly reclaimed. They're still soaking down here. It's not an easy session when we move one direction without giving us an entry. But that's what happened today. Like I said, I'm up a whole $130, and I can't see that changing right now. Looking at this, I just cannot see. I don't always know it's one guy, but it's how I frame it in my head. If it's not one guy, it's one firm or two firms or 10 firms. It doesn't matter how you want to frame it in your head. What you need to know is that's being soaked by a refresh buyer, right? That's it. That's what you need to know, however you want to frame it in your head. But I know he needs his exit up here, and he hasn't got it. And he'll be pissed off right now. And if he can't get it, he's going to get very upset. This is, yeah, not nice action. Like, just look at a 5-minute chart, guys. Like, is this something you really, really, really want to play? Out the gate, and now barcode. Do you want to play that? Ask yourself. Or do you want to play after the exit or the buyback up? I don't want to play that. I just do not want to play that. You've also got to remember, I'm going to remind you guys, a lot of the market was SSR, okay? A lot of the market was SSR. It's not going to make it easy for the guys who are looking for that short rotation today. Think about Netflix, think about RGTI, think about IREN, like all the quantum names, all the energy names, all those names are SSR. Understand the impact of that. It makes it liable for a short squeeze, all right? There's a reason. Yesterday, I said, or last night, lots of names SSR. Imagine some major margin calls happen today. It might be some short squeeze opportunities back upsides for 1 to 2 days, not beyond that. LEU, quantum names, etc., etc. All right, understand that. Short sale restricted. All right, guys, you have to understand how the market operates. Honestly, please go and do my course. Please, 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 please. If you don't understand things like what SSR is and the impact on the market, you need to come and do the course or go and learn. Because if you learn off someone who doesn't teach you some fairly key basic principles like that, you're going to get yourself in trouble. There's a reason, right, today. There's a reason this is up so big. There's a reason this is up so big. All right. There's a reason that we're seeing inflow upside right now. And it's not to do with buying. It's not to do with actual buying. It's to do with covering. What an awful day. What an awful day, unless you're a buyer at the open. Can't think of any other trade opportunity, really. I think we tried one here. Might have caught a little piece there for $100, and that's it. And here they go. They're going to force that exit now, are they? They're going to force that exit, are they? Fucking mad, mate. Absolutely mad. They needed one more trap. Surely they get the exit now. Surely they don't faff around more here. $83. I would imagine they get the exit of highs here. How long we got left? The new 30-minute bar coming, so let's give it 20 seconds. Let's see. I would imagine they get their exit here. Yeah, Raf, for sure. For sure. Unless you were long pre-market. I think that was really nice, long pre-market. I would have loved that long pre-market. I was too busy doing the walkthrough. All right, I would imagine they go for this exit here and they clear out these highs. That's what I would imagine. $200s on the book. Yeah, they should come and clean these guys out now. And once they swipe that, they're going to get a spike through it, like we said. And that would be their exit. Once they stop hunt, that would be the exit. Here they come. Here's value area high. Remember, they need to stop hunt 198, basically. And once they stop hunt that, they'll get a spike through. That will become their exit. It's what we talked about all day. Here we come. So we're very close now to getting their exit. Very, very close now to getting their exit. And if we get through that, 200s, 220s, I imagine one big spike up and they're looking to sell into this spike up. They will be looking to sell into this spike up for sure. Into this supply block above. You can see it very clearly above. It gets thicker actually into 207s. Seriously, then you're not going to fail here. There's no way you fail here. There's absolutely no way you fail here. Here we go. There's the exit. I talked about it. Right. Be very, very careful now, because now they've got their exit. They can get out of this position. Look at the increased volume. They will be selling into this. All right. Understand how the market operates. They are looking to sell into this now. This is how they will pair off their position. There is no guarantee now that this goes higher. This is what they needed to get out of that position. It can happen anywhere in here. Bloody hell, they took all day to do like the most easy move. All right, so to make sense of this, if this collapses now, think about how this operates. Huge buyer, right? 115. Refreshes the bid, 115. Then starts adding more, 150, 150, 150, 150. Imagine you've got like, let's say 4,000 lots, all right, long. How are you going to sell 4,000 lots without affecting price? Because if you try and sell 4,000 lots here without liquidity, it's going to dump. So how do you sell it? You sell into a stop run and into market buyers. Here we go. All right, so think about all the people right now who stopped out here, all the shorts who stopped out here, they become market buyers. And think about breakout buyers in the same area. All right, breakout buyers. So you've got breakout buyers and short stops, which become market buys. All right, the more of those that they get in this move, let's say there's 3,000 of them in there. Well, they can sell into those 3,000, and now they've got 1,000 left, and they can just gently sell that as and when they need. That is how they get their exit. That is how they get their exit. So if you're in this, you're runners only, because this can collapse on you at any moment now. And bookmaps being annoying again. Being annoying again. Oh, I could have done this for me first time round, couldn't it? Could have done it for me first round. If they get their exit, do you think EOS will go for Asia low? Asia low? Mate, Asia low is a long way away. 716. No. I mean, it can, but there's nothing to suggest it's going to do that yet. Nothing to suggest they're going to do that yet. But I wouldn't be a buyer now. Not at this point. They forced it up here. They would have to rebase over all of this and prove to me that they're going to come in again. I would be, if you were long in this, anyone, you better be taking some of your money off the table right now. I'm telling you now, you better be. Because if they're done with this, the rotation can happen. $100%, 100 explanation. Oh, just helping it make sense to you. Here you go. So pulling back down into that range that we broke out from. You're still bullish overall in terms of this move, but your buying location's been and gone. Chris, what are you saying? What a masterclass in market dynamics. Appreciate you, Alex. You're welcome, man. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's honestly, this is just from trading small caps. This is how you trade small caps. This is exactly I'm telling you, Coops is probably still here. This right here is like a 12 o'clock view up absorption breakout exit. that is a small cap pattern right there. This is why I'm like, this is manipulated today. This is, well, it's always manipulated, but this is impressive. To do that on an indices is impressive. Can you create an indicator out of your brain to scream at us every time we try to fall into those traps? I've tried, man. I've tried to do that. It's very hard. Like, this is the thing with like market indicators and teaching. There's no substitute for hours and hours of tuition. You can't beat chart time. Chart time. Here's the exit. They might not support a bid now, folks. If they've done their job, right? If they've got enough out, they might not support this bid. Remember, they've been supporting the bid down here all day. If they're like, we're done with it, don't be surprised to see a collapse if they're done with it. I'm not saying you take this short right now. There's nothing indicating to take this short. What I'm saying is, don't be rebidding on this. All right? I wouldn't rebid on this now. All right? Makes sense? Does it make sense? I'm telling you, if he's not there at 150, they collapse the whole fucking thing. They will collapse the whole fucking thing if he's not there at 150. Oh, why are you so upset, Alex? You don't know what you're talking about. That fucking guy yesterday. Mate, I've just absolutely given gifts. Welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You guys will remember this next time. You will remember this next time. The key for seeing this is understanding who's like. This is why I know some of you guys are like, how do you know it's one guy? It isn't. It isn't one guy. Okay. There's no way it's one guy. But if you can frame it in your head as one man, it becomes, or one person, I should say, it becomes way easier for you to contextualize this. All right. So just think about the market as always being one person. That's why ICT says the algo. This is like Wyckoff theory. All right. If one person, we talked about him here at 115. What did he bid at 115? It was like a 1,400 lot, right? Let me just zoom out on this. I'll be able to find him. 115. Can't see him now. Hang on. I have him here earlier. All right, so we had a 400 lot buy side, but it was way bigger than that than what actually went through. And he was, no, is that low? What time's that? Yeah, that's it. So he came in here, all right? We come back down. He becomes a passive buyer, all right? Which means what? He's limit ordering on the buy, right? As market orders are trying to sell. So he's absorb, absorb, absorb. And then he starts doing the same thing here. Look at the same thing. Move up, come down. Big selling, big selling, big selling. Do we move lower? No, we don't move lower. Okay, so he's absorbing the book at 150. He's saying, hey, I'm going to have all your sell orders at 150. So he's probably moved his average up from like 115. He's probably somewhere in here now, 140, let's say. All right, and what he needs is the exit up here above the swing high. He gets the exit. It might be that he needs to come for more, but if this sets a lower high here and breaks below here, you better believe that there'll be no bid there, and this can happen. Can absolutely happen. All right, so if you can just frame it that way, if that's your takeaway for today, just try and frame it so you understand who's in control. Turning market movements into soap operas, yes. All right, seller up here at the 12s, 212s, who didn't get filled, and I don't think he will get filled unless we see a lot more absorption on the tape. We are still holding this blue level for now. Remember, this is the big exit. Under here is their big exit. That's where they're in big trouble. Honest to God, this last 15 minutes were more than I've learned in several years. God bless you. Smash that like button. Can't do it more than once, can I? Oh, thank you, mate. Glad it's helped. Glad it's helped. It's the same, like, it's the same thing as a liquidity grab. It's just understanding the process behind it. It's understanding the process behind it. Yes, back to VWAP. Starting to see a bit more sell orders come into the book here, but still we're not below that big level yet. We're not below that big level yet. So technically, structurally, buyers are still in control. We're still in a range. We're still rotating. Vic's starting to find a bid here as well, folks, off 18. How long we got left? Only 20 minutes till lunch. Catch you tomorrow, Peter. Is there anyone hanging out above? No. Where's my ES gone? On one. Absolutely on one today. Absolutely on one, put Matt. Honestly, I made my daily goal, so I'm chilling in this market. Yeah, but right thing to do. Right thing to do. Best teachers always make their subject material come alive in this such ways. Thank you, Alex. You're welcome, Noah. Same here. Great day for me. First funding ticks master account, and I'm 250 green already. Thanks a lot. God bless. You're welcome, man. Great work to you. You're the one that's making the money. You're the one that has to control your risk. Great work to you, my friend. All right, still building range out. You're condensing the range here. We're still underneath that supply, though. If we have a look at that H1, all right, you can see trap buyers are above here right now. Unless you see a reclaim, all right, you need to get back above and a hold of this. Once we build out liquidity here, then I'm convinced we go all-time high. Until that point, I would call this nothing more than rotation to trap more participants in the market. All right, that's what I feel like we're doing. Back to point of control right now. Starting to lose more and more edge here as this market goes on. Diminishing edge over time, basically, because we're not failing 150. If we fail 150, then yes, I think a big flush like we've talked about is available in this market. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Got to have some of this. Got to pay myself something today. Here we go. Be careful they don't trap here, but this is good so far. And any return on inside that they sell, we go liquidation. Any return inside that they sell, we go liquidation. Here we go. Thank you. Thanks for playing. I'll have some of you and some of you and some of you. And Alex is the best teacher on YouTube and some of you. Here's the liquidation. Thanks very much. Come on. Come on! Fuck with me. Name someone else on YouTube doing that. None. Too much for free, I'm telling you. Ha! Let's fucking go. Absolutely destroyed that. Oh, Charles, are you upset? You're the same guy yesterday calling absolute nonsense. Don't forget, I recognise the names. Hopefully you made some money and you came to the table with a bit of a better attitude today. It's the same guy. Same guy. Don't cry, Charles, because you were short the whole way up and then long on the whole way back down. Don't cry, mate. All right. Let's see who got it. Raphael, God bless this whole community. Nice. Thank you, everyone. Well done, everyone. Got it. Tyson, Omalabi, Jazu, Peter, Troy, Big John, Herbs, Garber. Nice, Big John. Said, I think I got a chub for that second autumn breakdown. Troy with the win. I'm out of it now. I can re-add if we start staying heavy versus 150. I'll re-add, but that was the flush I was looking for, a liquidation break. Knowledge is the best. Yes. Silent with the win. Stefan with the win. Foster Scott. Brandon, Noah, Golf. Tyre Wood. Oh, you did it for us. You went to the bathroom. Thank you, buddy. LJ, 4K for the day. You called that one like a G. Nice. You're welcome, Unk. This small caps trading process is also in all of it's in the trading course. It's all about exits, man. It's all there. Foster Scott with the win. Otis, Awani, Inner Mind Trek, Daniel, Black Widow, 1010 up. Thanks, Alex. You're welcome, buddy. Martin, 170. Good work, Alex. Ken says, Array with the win. Still made money today. Thanks, man. You're welcome, Camus. Global with the win. Mr. Slim with the win. Been short, just looking for a break even this morning. I called the wrong way. No worries, PD. Well, don't over leverage in. Make sure don't let a trade go red on you. Just cut it. You can always get back in the market. House is awesome commentary today. You're welcome. 3-bar reversal with the win. Dre the trader with the win. Teresa with the win. EBH with the win. It's mad that I've got a hater here. Same guy 2 days, but you're turning up, aren't you? You talk shit, but you're turning up. It's interesting that. It's interesting. I wonder who's actually got the mental health issues if you are going to talk nonsense but turn up each day. I'll pray for you. I hope you're okay. Hopefully you're okay. I would say you're probably a young man struggling in life. I hope you find some peace somewhere, my friend. It's not nice to be struggling like that. I hope you're okay. Nice, EBH, good work. Greg walked away from the computer and the move happened. Took a small loss early, but still green for the week. Good work, mate. Good work. All right, so back to that transaction. So this level here, right? If we reject this, basically right now I'd call this an under over. All right. We came back to where? Value. Right. So this was the liquidation. We know they got their exit there. We got the liquidation back down to value. They've bid off this. We've come back to here. This is your battleground for the day. The rotation is taking place between here. Liquidation from here to here. Reclaim, maybe they go further up now. I don't know. But this was the liquidation break that we were looking for. Once they got their exit, there's the break. We're in what? A range, all right? D-shaped profile. We will keep rotating. Unless they reject this, we'll rotate down. They reclaim it, we'll rotate up. All right? A range, not a trend day. No trend day today. Range. So you play edges. People meet their need for significance in strange ways, Alex. Yeah, it's okay. Honestly, I don't hate on anyone. I genuinely, I know I take the piss and stuff, but I actually more feel sorry for people who feel the need to be like that. It says more about what they're struggling in their life than how I'm struggling in mine. Like I posted about, some of you have seen on X yesterday, 6 years ago, I was in a pretty bad state mentally, and I had to really knuckle down and drag myself out of a dark patch And now I pride myself on having the skills to help you all be able to do the same thing. So if someone's, filled with hate and has some issues, says more about the struggles going on in their life, which I'm not surprised about because life is not easy, especially at the moment. Bills are expensive, energy is expensive, social media is damaging to people's mental health. The need for comparison is constant. So I understand. So hopefully they're okay. I don't wish harm on anyone. Well, that's just in time, Noah, because I'm going to use the bathroom. So maybe you get it. There you go. All right. Almost into lunch here, and we need some more likes if we're going to give away a course today. Let's get these likes up. Hey, Tyson, good work, mate. So Tyson saying, great day starting back, 1,300 on 2 evals. I got the trap that created the high and then stayed out. Oh, you got it on the trap and then stayed out. Oh, so you exited on the trap or you got in on the trap? Either way, it's good work. I think you were long, weren't you? So you got your exit where he got his exit. Good work, buddy. Tonio, what I loved here is that something toxic tried to come in and got fully rejected by the community. That's what Yeah, we're a good community here. Okay, so they're bidding back up now. Let's see. And a lot more size has just come on. So you got to assume, seeing this, that the same player got liquidated here. 150 liquidation, absorption, value, and they're going to try and exit now into 210, 215s. All right, so they're going, we got one trade down, liquidation, they absorbed it, reclaimed. They're looking for a re-exit into this, and they're going to keep doing the same thing on a rotation until they just keep making money until they've got nothing left to do. And where's he up over that? 235. So I'll tell you what, 300, finally they've come on at 300, right? 300 is your point of control from this range, right? So there's 2-3 day balance range, whatever it is up here. 300 is a point of control. It's also an old close. So if they manage to reclaim and base above, which is would be an impressive move if they did that, right? If they reclaimed above here and based, then you'd be looking for that move into 300 and then all the way up here. That's new all-time highs if we do that. I would somewhat hope if we're going to do this, we just do this the rest of the day. All right, because then what becomes available is that trade on CPI. We don't want to just go and rip everyone out of this in one go. It's going to mean nothing's really left for Friday. You thought it was a sell now. It was a sell for the liquidation. The liquidation was here. All right, there's the liquidation. There's the blue box. This is your cover point. There's VWAP, IB VWAP. There's the edge of the rotation. They've reclaimed. You can't then be short on a reclaim. You're playing box to box, box to box, box to box, box to box. Why? Because we're in rotation. All right, we're not in trend, we're in rotation. Yeah, it can be a megaphone. Like, I wouldn't want to be long up here. Right, think about. I wouldn't want to be long up here. Gets really thick into 300. Is looking more and more bullish, but we need it to calm down for a session. Just sit here for afternoon, please, because you didn't let us in here. You're reclaiming. We need this, so then tomorrow we're open for this. Or it can drift back in here and hold that. That's fine, and then open that up. If it does too much damage today, it's not going to leave many opportunities tomorrow. So filling these guys now on a book up to 220s, 4 minutes left. They're probably in a rush to get it done before lunch. ES now doing the same. Okay, ES about to get its exit. Remember, ES didn't get its exit. ES is looking for an exit over 766.75. SPY's got a long way to go to get its exit, to be honest, if it wants a big, big one. But high day coming up here. VIX back into previous day low. So everything, all of the alignment now happening here, and I think ES will get its exit here. Nice. Carl saying got the liquidation, then also got the buy into 516, up 3K in a matter of minutes. Lovely work. Nice, Daniel. Good work. You took the long as well. Yes, higher time frame, definitely more bullish. Like we said, all the time we're above. Think about value, right? All the time we're above previous week value. We talked about this yesterday, but probably in Discord more. That's previous week's value, all right? There's a reason we reclaimed it. Once we reclaimed it, where are we going to go? Current value. If we can bid above current value, we're going to bid up to the highs. But we know supply is up here. We don't expect too much more than this. But we're bullish above this. We're bullish if we hold above this. We're very bullish if we base out above here. There you go. Digging in, got their exit again. So pulling back now. I honestly do not get long up here. You're absolutely asking for it. You're absolutely asking for it. Yeah, Tesla are only 1.5% down, so they bid that off the lows. Like we said, they had massive cash on hand. That was the big beat. They missed on everything else, but an extra, I think it was like 2.5 billion cash on hand. How did you know to go long? This blue box. Liquidation break. That's your edge of a range. So you either bid here or you bid on the reclaim of this. It's a trade. It's not an investment, right? The trade here, the trade here, the trade here. We have to see if it offers a backside, the trade back down to there might become available. Oh, thank you, Marek. Very kind of you. I took profits like into VWAP, into Globex, and into here, and I was fully out. I don't let it come back on myself. Because when we get liquidation, think about how big a move this is. Fast, aggressive move. All right, so stop goes in the money. As soon as we start liquidating a player, short, cover, 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 stop moves down with it, because this is a decent size move. We don't want to give back 50 points, which can happen quickly. So here you go, liquidation again. They get their exit up here now. Question is, do they hold IB? If they fail IB, back to VWAP. If they hold IB, Maybe higher, but I would not be playing that with supply right above us. ES failed to get its breakout there as well. So it still hasn't taken previous week high. I would still be looking for ES to take out previous week high if I was going to have more conviction. Giveaway time. We need a few more likes here, guys. We need to get 150 likes and we'll do that giveaway. 150 likes, we'll do the giveaway. There is good excess up there so far, though. 108. We'll see. We will see. But again, ES hasn't done it. VIX finding a bid in front of PDL. We're into lunch now as well. Volume's going to dry up. There's probably one more move, and then that'll be it volume-wise, I would imagine. Probably one more move, and then that will be it volume-wise. Yeah, almost there, folks. 7 more likes. We'll give away a free course. Which VWAP? Just normal VWAP, mate. Oh, this is one created by some guys in my Discord. It's a private one. Created by some of the talented folks in the community. So if you join the community, you have it there. It's all there for you. But normal VWAP, if not, if you want this New York one, just set an anchor, right? Anchor to 930. If you don't know how to do that, there is a video for free on my YouTube. There's a free video. Check out all the free videos on YouTube. If it's your first time here, Big John Viking, there's stuff on anchored VWAPs, volume profile, flow zones, like loads and loads and loads and loads for free on my YouTube. If you like how I teach, you don't have to join the community, you don't have to do the course, but if you like how I teach, there are some courses available. There's a free course, there's a $99 course, which is an introduction, and there's the $649 course, which is 20 hours on demand, plus the Discord for life, plus one of the flow zone indicators. Nice, Big John. Welcome, welcome. Good to have you here, my friend. All right, so still trying to base up here now. Underneath current value, buyers are definitely trapped up here. Look at the volume spike at the high and the delta at the high. More buyers up here than sellers. All right, so if they become sellers, we will rotate back down. The only thing I'd say is ES is still not cleared out. Initial balance high and previous week high, which it looks like it's attempting to clear out. Tesla's still finding a bid. You've got to wonder, is Tesla trying to close that gap? Is it going to close its gap? Man, I might have to cut one of these swings. I'm still up on it. Okay. PayPal flat for me. Oscar Health almost flat for me. It's down 8% today. What news did that have? I'll just cut in profit targets. I don't care about that. They're probably short on it. All right, here goes ES. It's going to have another go. I'll sit here with you a few more minutes and then I'll get out of here. Yeah, Tesla's impressive, man. Really, like, that's an impressive comeback. I'd say the moment they reclaimed that in here, 115, the moment they reclaimed that, squeeze was on. Squeeze was on. How much was it down yesterday? I think it was... Is it SSR today? No, it can't be. It's not down enough. But yeah, maybe going for gap fill here on Tesla. If it reclaims everything above, definitely supply over gap fill into 39s. ES trying to clean out that previous week high. 766. That's what ES is looking for. Spiders, a little way to go to get up there. 672, much higher on the spiders. I'd be very bullish if they go and clear that out, actually, on the spiders, on the ETFs. Yeah, 3 more likes, we do a giveaway. Yeah, it's almost there. Man, are they just going to send it? There's the swipe. ES tagging it. Are they going to send it? It would be impressive if they reclaim all of that into 300. It would be really impressive. Alex, need help with know how to deal with losing trades. What do you mean, buddy? You mean you've taken a losing trade and you feel terrible? There's two types of losing trades. There's ones which are good losing trades because you've stopped out in the right area, and there's ones where you've made things worse. They're very, very different scenarios. If you've taken a good losing trade, you need to chalk it off as good trading. You need to reward yourself in exactly the same way you would for a good trade. If you've taken a bad losing trade, if you have added into a loser, if you've done the moron trade, if you have escalated, if you've done any of that, then you need to have a little break and a sit down with yourself and refine. MBS, you are full of it. At no point have you lost your whole day because of this stream. You have lost your whole day because of your trading. Absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense you are talking. It was very clear. There will be an exit up here, and if they let go of 150, there will be a liquidation break. That is the trade. If you have added at the low or added in the way back here, that is your trading. It is not anyone else. That is you. At no point have I told anyone to add short on this way up. Absolute nonsense. And you will keep losing if you fail to take responsibility for the way you trade. Well, I went short, mate. I went short at 150. I couldn't have made it clearer, and I covered here. So what did you do? Mate, you're just, I'm not even gonna, not even. I'm not even. Oh, it's hilarious. I go back and watch the stream. I couldn't have been more clear that the liquidation would take place around this blue box, 150. Very clear. This blue box down here has been a cover point and VWAP and Globex the whole time. It's very, 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 very clear how I trade. I couldn't have spelt it out any more if I tried. I literally could not have spelled it out anymore. I had you prepared for what I was looking for from an hour before, looking for this exit, this liquidation, and this wash. That's it. That is a trade. If you are entering late or entering at the lows, that is not on me, my friend. I'm sorry that you've taken a max loss, but it is absolutely nothing to do with me. At no point have I told you that. Right, ES has taken previous week high. Possible exit there on ES. Still bidding up here on the market. They are still adding liquidity higher, trying to drift it up. Look at the sells, right? They're adding passive liquidity 20, 25, 30, 40, and 50. There is a guy at that old POC up at 300, interestingly. Doesn't mean we go there, but he is up there. All right. I might get out of here in a minute. Unk Trade, your thesis has been 100% since I subscribed to the channel. Facts. Yeah, we have a very high win rate in here. Like, I won't call stuff unless I'm seeing it. Alex, that range you were telling on about earlier, bought the trap and sold the trap and then make money both sides. Hey, well, that's awesome, Jazzu. That's really good trading. We don't need to we don't need to force people out. We don't need to force people out. Let's be kind. Let's be kind. People, they might be in a different stage of their trading career and just come in here. I can remember being that person. I can remember blaming everything on everyone else. It happens in your early start part of the career when you're trying to learn to trade. All I would say, MBS, is if you want to be here, at the very minimum, go through the free education on my channel. It will help you. All right, it will help you. But you're gonna have to take some responsibility, my friend. Like, and that's just not you. That's everyone. I'm the same. I have to take responsibility. It was a short. It was a short, MBS. It was a short here. But you have to take profit into here. All right. It's clearly identified. All these levels are take profits. Right. 150 short. These are take profits. Okay. All right. Let's do a giveaway. Just let me check. Yes. Come on. Bookmap. Market's closed, is it, on ES? Bookmap, you are taking the today. Honestly. All right. Let's do the course giveaway. And genuinely, I hope someone that needs it wins it. All right. I hope someone that needs it wins it. It's just the introduction course, not the main course. Hold your horses. Hold your horses. Hold your horses. I haven't pressed it yet. Wait. We're going to do a different word because otherwise what's happening, those of you who've already pressed it and written something in, all right, are going to get banned from Nightbot for saying it again, and then you're not going to be up for it, all right? So I'm going to change the keyword today just so that all of you have a chance of winning it. So give me a second. What should we do? Okay, the word is learn. Learn. All right, ES holding that initial balance high. We are bidding over IB right now. We're starting to see extension. It is possible that they use this liquidity for expansion at this moment, but I would not want to be long in here like I've talked about. It's very, very dangerous as we approach these trap buyers up here. Possible expansion up to 300, sure. But, you know, we would much rather we calm down, market. Let's calm down. Let's give us that opportunity tomorrow. Let's calm down, Mr. Market. I'll give you guys a couple minutes. Yeah, no hate, guys. Definitely no hate. No hate. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. Leave that for the other channels. All right. Nice squeeze out on ES here. You just got to wonder if is the spiders going to make this move. Lots of liquidity above, so 1,000 lot above now, 40s and 50s acting as the magnets. All right, let's pull this winner. If you've already done the course, you're welcome to give the course to your friend, or if you want me to re-roll, you can just say that as well when we do re-roll. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Stephen Whalen. Are you here, Stephen? Oh, you're here, Stephen. Let me know you're here. Nice. Congratulations, buddy. All right, so what you need to do, email me, info@flowzonetrader.com. All right, info@flowzonetrader.com. And send me a screenshot of your YouTube with you logged in so I can see that it's your page, and I will sort you out with a free introduction course. Starting to see we're getting stuck at the top of this. They are still adding liquidity higher and higher and higher and higher. ES did potentially get its exit on that last drive up. How we act at initial balance now probably becomes somewhat key. If they're going to keep drifting higher over lunch, we have to see. We will just have to see. I would be watching here. Where is it? All right, I'll be watching these levels here as we start to drift into this old balance range. All right, I wouldn't want to see them complete this whole move today, only because it's going to not give us anything for tomorrow. Selfishly, H1, H4 looks pretty good, doesn't it? Big drive up this morning. Big drive up this morning, came back, repriced RBS, held. Big drive up, came back, held. Big drive up. We want to see it just slow down. It doesn't need to collapse, but we want to see it slow down. All right. If we reclaim this, we're looking for longs probably tomorrow to complete it. What we need to be careful of when we're thinking about this is the end of a second leg. Let's think about big sell. 1, 2. We expect at some point here there to be some sell pressure. All right. We expect it. Even if we're going to continue higher, so you do not want to be joining long up here. You are asking for problems. The best long opportunity was now 300 points lower. 300 points lower was the best long opportunity today. 300 points lower. Okay, folks, that's it. Done for the day. Couple little scalps and then one half decent flush. All right, one half decent flush. We got what, 40 odd points out of that. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do on a range rotation. Yeah, more tomorrow, guys. Let's see what we get. Remember, CPI tomorrow morning. CPI tomorrow morning. That is delayed from what, 10 days ago or something. So we're going to get that CPI print tomorrow. Expect some violent moves, all right? Because your ATR has been high. The VIX has been high. That move can be violent. We might, if it's a print that they want, I would not be surprised to see this week close at highs. It wouldn't surprise me at all. If it's not what they want, and back down into that old balance range. I don't see us trading below the balance range right now. Every time we've come back down to previous week's balance range, whether that be yesterday or today, we have found bids. We found bids. So I wouldn't be short biased higher time frame in this market until we start really confirming that we're going to trade into the previous week balance range. And then technically when we break down outside of that previous week balance range, I just don't see it happening right now. It just seems like yesterday was a big sell, giant trap, absorb lower, and we're going to go and take out the highs hopefully tomorrow. All right, hopefully tomorrow, hopefully not today, just so it leaves us a trade. Yeah, same Scott. Like I was only up 130 bucks until I got that flush. That was it. Until that flush came in, that was it. All right, team. Those in Discord, see you in there shortly. Anyone who joined the stream and is new today, please go and educate yourself. All right. Check out my free videos. If you like how I teach, you can think about doing the other courses, but make sure you like how I teach and trade first. All right. If you don't like how I teach and trade, that's fine. There's plenty of educators out there that can go and help you trade. Peace and love, everyone. Be kind to each other. All right. Use hard stops. See you soon.